Hello everyone, and welcome back to another thrilling episode of Soap News and Spoilers. It's your favorite dynamic duo the team behind all the juicy insights into the world of daytime drama. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host Najif, and today, we're diving deep into the swirling mysteries of CBS's hit soap opera, Beyond the Gates. If you've been glued to your screens like we have, you know this show is a masterclass in family secrets, forbidden romances, and jaw-dropping revelations set against the backdrop of the affluent, intrigue-filled suburb of Fairmont Crest, just outside Washington, D.C. The Dupree family and their entangled circle of friends, foes, and lovers have kept us on the edge of our seats since the premiere back in early 2025. And now, with the holiday season ramping up the drama, we're tackling one of the most tantalizing speculations circulating among fans. Is there a hidden connection between the enigmatic Lynette Wise and the fiery Peaches Evans? Specifically, could Lynette be Peaches' long-lost daughter? Buckle up, folks, because we're about to unpack this potential bombshell with all the dramatic flair it deserves. Najif, what are your initial thoughts on this wild theory? Thanks for the intro, partner. Oh man, where do I even begin? Beyond the Gates has been serving up plot twists faster than a holiday feast, and Lynette's sudden arrival in town has ignited a firestorm of speculation. Played with captivating intensity by Dominique Madison, Lynette Wise burst onto the scene as a sophisticated yet shadowy figure, a high-profile client at Bill Hamilton's prestigious law firm. Bill, portrayed by the ever-charismatic Timon Calderette, is no stranger to complicated entanglements. Being the patriarch of the Hamilton family and a man whose past affairs and professional dealings often blur the lines between business and personal vendettas. But Lynette, she's like a storm cloud rolling in over the manicured lawns of Fairmont Crest, bringing with her an air of unspoken history and unresolved tension. From the moment she stepped into that sleek office, exchanging knowing glances with Haley Hamilton Marquita Goings, Bill's ambitious daughter and a rising star in the legal world, we knew something big was brewing. Haley and Lynette share a past that much was teased in a recent episode where their chance encounter at the firm turned from polite small talk to a charged standoff, hinting at old wounds and buried secrets. But could those secrets tie back to Peaches Evans, the no-nonsense surrogate matriarch who's already shaken up the Thomas family storyline? It's the kind of soap opera gold that keeps us coming back for more. Absolutely, Najif. Let's set the stage a bit more for our listeners who might be catching up. Beyond the Gates revolves around the Dupree family, led by the resilient matriarch Anita Dupree Tooney, a former singer whose life is a tapestry of triumphs and tragedies. Her daughters, Donnie Alex Dupree, played by Carla Mosley and Nicole Daphne Duplaix, navigate their own webs of ambition, love, and betrayal in this elite Black community. But the show masterfully weaves in intersecting storylines, like the Hamiltons' legal dramas and the Thomas family's explosive confrontations. Enter Peaches Evans, brought to life with raw, unfiltered energy by Arla Michelle. Peaches isn't just any recurring character. She's a force of nature, a woman who's lived a life full of hard knocks and harder choices. As we learned earlier in the season, Peaches served as the surrogate mother to Leslie Thomas Tricia Mangrant, raising her after Leslie's biological mother, the tragic singer Barbara Mitchell, entrusted the baby to her care. Their relationship is a powder keg estranged for decades after a bitter fallout involving a man Leslie allegedly tried to steal from Peaches. Yet, beneath the resentment simmers a profound, unbreakable bond. Peaches' recent return to Fairmont Crest, driven by her terminal illness and a desire to make amends, culminated in that heart-wrenching revelation about Leslie's inheritance and true heritage. It was a scene that had us all reaching for the tissues, wasn't it? The way Peaches clutched Leslie's hand, her voice trembling as she whispered, "I raised you as my own. But there's more you need to know. Pure soap magic." Now, fast forward to Lynette's entrance, and the parallels start to scream at us. Lynette Wise is introduced as this poised, professional woman seeking Bill's legal expertise, perhaps on a high-stakes case involving corporate intrigue or a personal estate matter. We're still piecing that together from the teasers. But her interactions go beyond business. That electric moment when she runs into Haley at the firm, Haley's face drained of color, her usual confidence cracking as she stammered, "You here?" After all this time, it was as if a ghost from her past had materialized. Speculation exploded online immediately. What shared history could bind these two? Childhood friends, rivals in love, or something far more familial? And here's where our theory kicks in. Could Lynette's mysterious backstory link her directly to Peaches as her biological daughter? Imagine the drama if Peaches, in her final days, drops another bombshell, revealing that she gave up not one, but two children in her youth. Soap operas thrive on these hidden sibling or parent-child revelations, and Beyond the Gates has already proven it's not afraid to go there, as seen with the recent twist involving Madison Montgomery Kenja McNeil and her own paternity secrets tied to Bill. Let's break this down step by step, Najif, to see if this storyline could plausibly unfold. First, consider Peaches' complicated past. We know she was deeply involved in the music scene through her friendship with Barbara Mitchell, part of the ill-fated Articulates group. Peaches couldn't conceive naturally, which led to her raising Leslie. But what if, before or after that, Peaches had a child of her own that she was forced to give up due to financial hardship, a scandalous affair, or societal pressures? In the 1980s or 90s, when these backstories are often set, unwed mothers faced immense stigma, especially in conservative circles. Peaches, with her street-smart persona and history of turbulent relationships, fits the profile of a woman who might have made such a heart-wrenching decision. Now, enter Lynette. Her last name, Wise, could be a cluey adopted name, perhaps, or one chosen to hide her origins. She's described as new in town, but with that unmistakable aura of someone who's circling back to roots they can't escape. If Lynette is Peaches' daughter, it would explain her connection to Haley. Maybe they crossed paths in foster care, or through some underground network of shared acquaintances from Peaches' old life. Oh, the possibilities are endless and utterly dramatic. Picture this, as Peaches' health deteriorates, she confides in Leslie about a second child she bore in secret, perhaps from a forbidden romance with a powerful figure in DC. Politics digging into the show's themes of power and privilege. Leslie, already reeling from her own revelations, embarks on a quest to find this lost sibling, only to discover it's Lynette, who's unwittingly become entangled in the Hamilton family's affairs. The confrontation scene, epic, Lynette storming into Peaches' hospital room, eyes blazing with betrayal. "You abandoned me after all I've built for myself." Peaches, weak but defiant, retorting, "I did what I had to give you a better life. Look at you now, successful, strong." But blood calls to blood. Tears, accusations, and eventual reconciliation would follow, shaking the foundations of multiple families. How would this impact Haley? If their shared past involves knowing about Lynette's adoption or the childhood incident linked to Peaches, it could unravel Haley's own family secrets, perhaps revealing Bill's involvement in covering up the truth years ago. Bill, with his history of extramarital flings, might even turn out to be Lynette's father, making her Haley's half-sister. Talk about a double whammy. And let's not forget the broader ripple effects in Fairmont Crest. Beyond the Gates excels at showing how one secret can topple an entire social empire. Anita Dupree, with her keen intuition honed from years in the spotlight, might sense the brewing storm and insert herself as a mediator, drawing parallels to her own family's hidden pains. Nicole's budding romance with Carlton could be tested if Lynette's legal case intersects with their world, forcing alliances or rivalries. Even Vernon, with his explosive secrets teased in this week's episodes, could find his storyline intertwined if Peaches' past exposes underground connections in the community. Fans on social media are already buzzing. Threads are filled with theories, fan art depicting mother-daughter reunions, and polls asking, is Lynette Peaches' secret child? One post from a dedicated viewer summed it up: "This would be the ultimate twist, blending the Thomas and Hamilton arcs into one massive family saga." Najif, do you think the writers are setting this up with those subtle hints, Like Lynette's cryptic comment about searching for family ties in her debut episode. I absolutely do. The show's executive producer, Michelle Vale-Jean, has a track record from the bold and the beautiful and General Hospital of crafting multi-generational dramas that hit hard. Remember how Peaches' rival earlier this year peeled back layers on Leslie's identity? It was a slow burn that erupted into emotional fireworks. Lynette's storyline feels similarly promet her meetings with Bill aren't just about contracts. There's an undercurrent of personal stakes, as if she's probing for information without revealing her hand. If she is Peaches' daughter, the unfolding could span weeks, flashbacks to Peaches' youth, showing a young woman torn between love and survival, Lynette's internal monologues revealing her abandonment issues, and climactic family gatherings where truths collide like thunderclaps. Dramatically, it would elevate the show's themes of identity, forgiveness, and the unbreakable pull of bloodlines. Imagine the holiday episode-ish Christmas in fair Montcrest, with snow falling outside as Peaches gathers her daughters for a final, tear-soaked confession. It could redefine alliances, spark new romances, Lynette and a Hamilton sibling, anyone, and deliver the kind of ratings-boosting shock that soaps live for. Of course, this is all speculation, but that's the fun of Beyond the Gates. It invites us to theorize, debate, and lose sleep over what might come next. If Lynette turns out to be Peaches' daughter, it would be a masterstroke, adding depth to both characters and enriching the tapestry of this vibrant, diverse world. Or maybe the writers have an even bigger curveball in store, like Lynette being connected through Barbara Mitchell or another unseen figure. Either way, we're hooked. What do you think, viewers? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, or hit us up on X at Soap News Spoilers. Is this theory on point, or are we way off base? Najif and I will be back next week with more breakdowns, including the latest on Vernon's secret and Haley's storm-out drama. Until then, keep those remotes. Hen dive gates are wide open for more surprises.